Hey everyone, I'd like to welcome everyone to my Meteor Guide, Revision 1 or 2. Revision 1 or 2, depending on how you look at it. I posted the Meteor build earlier this week. Technically I recorded it last week, and I've actually gotten quite a few items that can adjust it or change it or just make it different or interesting in some way. However, I'm not using those items with the actual Meteor build I'm going to be showing. Right now, I'm going to show why the Grand Vizier doesn't exactly work great with the Star-Packed Meteor rune. Grand Vizier got an update that says where it got a 5th feature that is increases meteor damage by up to 30%. And it also got a legendary feature that is increase or reduce the arcane power cost of meteor by 40 to 50%. And I've actually gotten 2 of them, and this one I put my I used the Ramaladni's gift on, and you can actually get a really good setup with this for a lot of damage and a lot of damage out of your meteors, and just a lot of damage from a staff in general. I don't actually know why I'm not using this with my fire build right now, but whatever. The problem with Grand Vizier and Star-Packed, though, is Grand Vizier is more for spamming meteors, and that's why I've got my fire wizard right now. Because Grand Vizier, it reduces the cost basically in half. So we'll pretend that meteor costs 20 arcane power, and that means you can spam a lot of meteors. And this goes for all of the meteor types. You can get a lot of thunder crashes out of this. You can get a lot of comets out of this. You can get a lot of meteor showers out of this. But you can't get a lot of star packs out of this. And that's the problem. While it does technically give you some 400% more weapon damage, I don't actually think it is worth it for Star-Packed to use Grand Vizier. Grand Vizier is more for the other spammable meteor types. And Grand Vizier may work for Molten Impact as well, just because a 30% damage hike on top of that would just be really solid. But I think it's going to follow the same logic of Star-Packed in that I think just any two-hander works well with that. And I mean just any higher DPS weapon is going to work with that. So right now I do have Grand Vizier. I do have a Smoldering Core. I finally got one on live. But I'm not using either of them with my Star-Pack build. So through the magic of editing, we are going into looking at Grand Vizier. This is revision, I don't know if I should say 1 or 2, because honestly it's revision 1, even though it's like version 3 or 4 of the Meteor build. But we're just going to say revision 1 for now. It's very, very similar to what I had before. Since I'm not using versions, I'm just going to say revisions. The main difference is I'm using teleport safe passage instead of mirror images, because the damage reduction is major when you combine it with Illusionist, but also it gets you out of situations and lets you keep up with things. We've obviously got Star-Packed. I switched Black Hole to Spellsteal because it not only gives you a big damage boost for Star-Packed, Event Horizon isn't all that necessary when you're staying far away from things and running around. Granted, Event Horizon could help your team survive, and it is still a solid choice for your Black Hole. I mean, basically every rune of Black Hole is a solid choice. Spellsteal is meant to enhance the meteor. I've got Magic Weapon Conduit to keep things restoring, which combines with Shock Pulse Power Affinity, and I've got Energy Armor with Energy Tap this time, because again, I'm staying far away from things, so if I keep moving, the all-res is not as important, because I will presumably stay out of dots as best I can, and I can get out of things with Teleport. I do have Blur for the damage reduction, and, as I mentioned before, Illusionist to keep this up as much as possible. I'm still using Arcane Dynamo to enhance the meteors, and I've got Astral Presence, which is an all-around solid increase in both damage and available arcane power and arcane power regeneration. I have 15.9 right now, which is not terrible. I don't have any cost reduction. I don't really think it's that necessary. Oh, unspent points. So I'm putting points into my arcane power here for the aforementioned damage boost. In offense, I have crit chance maxed out because the meteors need as much crit chance as possible in order to get those very big impressive numbers. And I have 52%, 52.5% crit chance with only 373% crit damage. Mostly because I'm missing it on my rings. But I want to max the crit chance out as much as possible because the more crits, the better for Meteor. Now the other thing I'm actually considering is putting points into attack speed instead of crit damage, and I may do that when I hit Paragon 400 because attack speed with this determines how fast I build up the dynamo and how fast my arcane power restores. So attack speed may actually be an important stat for this build, but we'll see about that. Defenses, I need the all res and I need the life regen. And then I'm going with area damage and life on hit because area damage off of these, very, very impressive, kind of important. So, we are going to go run some bounties because of the way T6 is set up now, and I didn't pull anything in the spider lair, so we will just head out. I will probably edit a lot of this for time, but the idea is to keep arcane power up so you can drop meteors, use your teleport to protect yourself. God damn it. No, get back. Ah! Oh, the Ice Telrasha meteors are gonna be from my my Templar there. Oh, I got him. Good. Oh, I got a legendary sword out of it. Because your weapon damage, it's either just your Templar counts as your attacks, which will trigger your Telrasha meteors. But I do believe your weapon damage will still count. It's just procs from weapons don't count anymore. Yeah, I know I'm wasting time here instead of going straight to Crypt of the Ancients, but that Ice Meteor is not that important. I mean, honestly. And as you can see, Arcane Power does restore quickly. You can get out of dodge, drop, dodge, dodge. That meteor miss or just me? I would consider Mirror Ball with this. Oh look, another leg. With this build, but it means I'd have to use Prodigy. Oh, it's a staff. Whoopie-doo-doo. That's an Autumn's Call. Oh, believe me, waiting for that Grand Vizier to show up was obnoxious. Absolutely obnoxious. I got every other staff in the game until, except for the Grand Vizier I wanted. Mirror Ball, oh jeez. Mirror Ball is an entirely legitimate option for this if you have the space for Prodigy. In fact, if I had a Hellfire Amulet with any of my current passives, or if I got it with Prodigy, I would probably switch to Mirror Ball. Real quick, we can look at my gear. I'm using Thunderfury as the weapon, but I think any weapon is legitimate here. Oh, I'm not proccing the lightning stuff anymore. Okay, so I guess just that your followers' attacks count as your attacks or whatever for your Arcane Meteors. So I'm using a Thunderfury. Really, you can use anything as your weapon with this. I may switch back to Gesture of Orpheus. If I can get a good one, I will definitely switch to that. And then I've got Talrasha's stuff. I'm 4-piecing Talrasha's. I'm 3-piecing Kane's set. More just because I need something in here, and these are not terribly rolled. 3-piecing a Shira's set for the toughness. And 3-piecing Allguild's rule. Allguild's set for Allguild's authority for the toughness. More toughness. I've got a Moonlight Ward that I really want a new one of. I got a Ring of Grandeur I really want a new one of, and that's why I'm doing this. And I got my Stone of Jordan. I've got Moratorium for the toughness. If I could get the slot for it, I'd put in Bane of the Powerful. Yeah, I'm not using the Lightning Wreath of Lightning for this anymore. I passed that on to my Lightning Wizard, predictably enough. Oh, no. I want to live. Optimal teleporting I would have gone on the other side of this. Because of the big northern piece, I believe. It is sometimes annoying when you don't get... when you go in the completely wrong direction. Yeah, this is the other main advantage. I ran right past it. The other main advantage to Illusionist and Teleport, you can get around really fast. Yeah, it's exciting to have the drop rate increase on your T6 bounties to 100%. Oh, I might skip these guys. Oh, that was not the right way.
Not ready yet.
Come on, hit me. Hit me! Hit me! Okay. Don't stop to open things. Run!
Still waiting. Need more arcane. How does that feel?
Ugh. Shielding. Ugh. One of the biggest things about using a staff with this build, that was one of the biggest drawbacks, is staves attack really slow. And this build, when you're using it with Arcane Dynamo and trying to keep your arcane power up, you just don't get the meteors. And if you don't get... This is all about getting these meteors out. If you don't get the meteors out, your fights go on longer, your fights just... And longer fights mean more bad stuff can happen to you. So, the more bad things that could happen to you mean the more likely it is you're gonna die. And I was dying quite a bit, actually, with I was actually dying an inordinate amount with the staff instead of the wands, instead of the one-hander source. This is one of those times when I kind of wish I was doing a mirror ball way, because not big on narrow passages with shock pulse. However, narrow passages make this meteor build almost a little silly.
Need more time.
Oh, damn it. Come here and hit me. Thank you.
In here, in the Iron Maiden.
As you can see, the build actually does make quick work of a lot of enemies. Pulled some pretty easy bounties this time, quite honestly. This one's only going to be a pain if I don't kill mobs on the way over to it and they surround me and hurt me. Ooh, more of these. Out of the way. Get out of my way. We have to go revenge Garbod. Now, here's what I mean by getting surrounded, because I would prefer not to have these guys down here. Just for general annoyance sake. Especially the tree. My only problem is if the build if your meteors don't crit, this is so unimpressive. Yeah, the fire set is still definitely the best by a wide margin. The fire build with the Firebird set is by a wide margin the best set and best build. Like, it's fun to hit for a 2 million crit, but the Firebird set is like you just get like 50 million, 100 million ticks on the damn birding thing. Yep, I figured I'd hit the second level. Hell yeah, Templar. We know I left you way behind. Yeah, he's sporting one of my numerous Azure Wraths the game thinks I really want. I am in some debate over that new teleport wand for this build. I'm just wondering about it because I have the slot open, more or less. It's an open weapon slot with this build. And it makes me wonder whether or not it's worth it to have teleport with a mana cost instead of cooldown. It would free up that passive slot, but it makes me wonder if having the teleport cost in there would be advantageous to having it on like that cooldown resetting from damage. Because if you cast your meteor, then you can't teleport because you're just out of gas. So the Butcher is going to take a little bit of time with this because there's only one of him, and thus my meteor regeneration is intensely slow for arcane power. Nope. Kind of hoping he'd charge me here. Here we go. Oh, come on. So you can see I have to hit him with like half power meteors just to hurry this along. Okay, that was weird. That was weird. I live in mortal fear of his flame pits from remembering like his enrage timer back at Inferno. Is he Roman canceling his moves? Jeez. Back at Inferno, like, these flame pits were utterly ridiculous. Right, we will see if I get what we get out of the cache, and then this will be over. So the Meteor build is really fun. It's one of my most favorite builds I've ever had so far in the entirety of the game. All patches. I think the only time I ever had this much fun... Oh, Sanguinary Bracers. Sanguitory? That's
Bracers?
the Meteor build. Really fun. I think the only build that came close to it in terms of fun was like a Disintegrate build I had when 2.0 first came out. That's one of my other favorite abilities. But this build is intensely enjoyable, and I will definitely be keeping at it, trying to perfect it even more in the future. Both item-wise, and if I find any new skill combinations, skill-wise. So, I hope everyone enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. See you next time.